Welcome everyone to DM Podcast episode 19. We are coming up to the very important average people quit podcasts at episode 20 point. So we're getting there. So this might be our last episode, but we'll see. But yes, episode 19, and we're talking about news and anything related or to do with the taxi and private hire industry. We're not live today. We're just doing a nice little private recording. I apologise if there's any banging in the background. I'm getting my garden sorted, so I don't know if it's getting picked up. If you haven't, obviously, first time you're listening, make sure you check out drivermatty.com. All things Driver Matty is there. I am with Mick, aka Scouse Aviation on Tickety Tock, and I'm with Mark, aka Private Hire Brooks on TikTok as well. Go give them a follow. Mick flies planes and talks to people on the radio, and Mark does taxi, Uber related TikTok stuff. Happy days. So obviously we always start the podcast with a bit of fun, and it's literally just what we've been up to. So I'm going to go with Mark. What have you been up to today, lad?
Nothing. No airports today. Got up. Feeling a bit poo today, actually. Man flu. But I've just went out and did a couple of hours on Uber. That were it. That's it. That's me done. Till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back in the swing
no
of things
airports,
tomorrow.
not like that. You're having the rest of the day off?
No, quiet one today. No, I'm going to go out afterwards.
Shocker.
Yeah,
Okay, Mick. Yeah. Mick, what have you been up to this morning and today?
Nothing. Family stuff. Monday, Tuesday, start of the week, always just getting into that little, like, coming off the groove of where you're coming on the downfall of the private work starting to slow down, you're starting to get the Uber feel back to it. So working over weekend, most of the work's happening over the weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, chill out, get ready again for the weekend again. And obviously, if there's any private come in, we do them.
That's the thing. I think as well at this time of year, it doesn't matter if you own the biggest company in the country. You'll be on your general taxis, private hire companies, or Uber, won't you? It's just that time of year, isn't it? Up until like February coming up, you know what I mean? You have the odd one, but you can't make a full-time living out of it, can you?
Yeah, the airport's seasonal, isn't it? When you think about it,
yeah.
You still get if you've got your accounts and things what tick over and whatnot for drivers and things, but yeah, I just don't bother with all that, do I? So I only do the general public going the airports and things like that. So
I still tick over with the footy and a little bit of exec work, for like a little bit of chauffeur work and stuff, for like little bitty bits. You know what I mean?
Coming in. It's not like it's completely dead. Like in the morning, I've got 2 airports. I've got an R4 and a 6 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? So there's still work that comes in.
Yeah,
it's just not
as busy, is it?
Every day, all day. Do you know what I mean? Like it is through summer months.
Ticks over.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? We're all get like this, don't we? It's winter, it's dark, and we're back on the grind, aren't we?
Yeah.
But listen, I went out this morning. I've got no way. I had one airport yesterday, a bit of Uber. Today I've just got just a bit of Uber. Like I said, I get my back garden done, so the builders and got making coffees and stuff. So I've been a bit busy with other stuff than just work. But I went out this morning on Uber. Normally, right, if I haven't got nothing on, I'll go out in the morning rush, 7 till 10. Back in the afternoon after doing the school run, 3:30 till 5:30, 6:30, and then that's me done. Whatever finish on the day, that's me. And then hopefully I'll make it up at the weekend or when privates come in. That's my normal day today. I'll always get up on rush hours, just get a little top up, you know what I mean? But this morning I went out at 7:15 and I'd done 30 quid in the first 2 hours. So 7:15, 8:15, 8:45. So I was 15 quid an hour before my expenses on morning rush, which is it is bad. It is bad. It's very quiet, except the most literally all jobs they offered me. And then this one job come through, and I put my principles aside, and I just accepted it. But it was 31 mile for 31 quid, right? 31 mile for 31 quid. It took 45 minutes. But the reason I took it, because if you stop looking at mileage and you look at time, I'd done 35 quid in 2 hours, and then that job, I'd done 31 quid in 40 minutes. And that's just the way I looked at it. Boom, boom, boom. Come back home now. In the morning, I was on 64 quid in 3 hours. So that really bad, poorly paid job saved me morning for the hourly rate, right? But what I wanted to say to you guys as a little ask, this job was 31 mile, right? For £31. How much do you reckon the customer paid
It's
off
hard.
that
It's
one?
hard to judge. It's hard to judge, isn't it? Because was it a surge job? Wait, it wouldn't have been a surge job, would it? For a 31 mile.
No, normal job, normal job. It was during the morning rush though, between the 7-9 peak rate, because if that's still a thing. So it was on the increased rate, but I think that's gone now. How much do you reckon?
I'm going to go with. So you were 31 quid. I would say about 38, 39 quid they paid. 40 quid.
Yeah, for 31 mile. What do you reckon, Mick?
31 mile. It's got to work.
Yeah.
I reckon I don't think they'll be charging any less than like 160 a mile. I'll be very surprised. So that's got to be.
So what do you reckon then? 45?
31,
45 quid.
40, 45.
I was with Mick. I was thinking in the back of my head, and then just the conversation come up, and because you're not meant to ask the customer, but you come out and told me anyway. 35 quid,
Bloody hell.
and he gets that job quite regularly, and he says it's normally, and I went, bloody hell, is that extra cheap this morning? He went, no, it's a normal going rate. So Uber are literally charging the passengers £1.20 a mile or whatever. Not even that, £1.10 a mile.
Yeah.
It's cheap, that, isn't it? So
That's the way
Uber
it's going,
charged
isn't it?
35 and I got 31. How can you compete with that? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because like a lot of people are saying, don't accept these crap paying jobs because Uber's taking 50%. That's the reason why I wanted to bring it up. In this sense, they're taking what? 12, 15%? Not even that. 10, yeah, but 15%. That's
probably
crazy,
about,
isn't it?
The thing is, the mindset now, the drivers now, you've got the old school drivers, they used to be have it cushy, didn't they? Whereas the new drivers that come, I've seen a lot of things on Facebook and that lot saying, oh, I've been out today doing 10 hours and I've got 160 quid. It works out at £16 an hour. They like it because they're new to the game. Whereas I've been doing it 12 years, and in them 12 years it has changed. And what about them now? And what about them guys who've done it for 25 years? But they're still in the game because that's all they know. So they're going to still keep doing it. Whereas all us,
That must be driving them insane.
we've got our side hustle, and we've got the airports. But just imagine doing it full time. I just no.
Yeah.
No.
I
still think it's go on, Mick.
I don't see it. I don't get it. When I'm out working, and I work on weekends mostly if I'm going to turn Uber on because that's pretty much when I know. If I go out and I sit round for 15 minutes on Uber, that's me. No, it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? If I've got to turn Uber on and I've got to sit round, I'd rather be at home sitting in the house. There's better things to be doing at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But don't think that's because you've got that mindset because you've got that side hustle with your airports. Imagine if you did it full time solely Uber. Would you
have to go out, by the way, probably Monday to Thursday as well?
No,
yeah. Would you think differently?
Because I'd probably just say, you know what, I'll do an extra couple of hours on the weekend.
Yeah.
If I'm going to sit round,
it's situational, isn't it?
Weekday. If I'm going to sit round through the week, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour between jobs, and it's quiet, and there's nothing within the area of, like, sometimes you can get sent jobs, but it's £3, and you've got to travel 3 miles for it. It's not happening. Do you know what I mean? That's just like, I don't even want to see that job offered to me. Do you know what I mean? So I don't count that as like there's work there because it isn't. It's not viable, especially in a minibus. Do you know what I mean?
But talking about that, when you sat around waiting for jobs and they offered, we get it a lot in Sheffield. Well, I do anyway. When you're getting like £4 jobs that are 8 mile away, we were talking about in a WhatsApp group, weren't we? They ought to bring in a preference, so basically you could set your radius 2 mile away from you, like they do on Bolt. They do on Bolt.
Does it?
Do you know what I mean? So 2.5 mile away, so you only get offered them jobs closer than that. But
that means your acceptance rate will be better then. As well.
I've knocked £16 jobs back because it's asking me to go 6 miles for it. It's not happening. It's 16, 20 quid jobs that are 6 miles away from me. I don't want to know about them. Do you know what I mean? yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you can boost your earnings up for the time that you're being out, but I'm working where I am, and I won't work where I am. And
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about
look at that.
maximising your profits. That's exactly what it
Hold
is.
up.
Hey, what, you don't show addresses, Mark? Don't show any
Oh,
addresses, lad.
shit.
You didn't see anything
But by
anyway.
the way, hey, we didn't see anything because the colour of your screen, so don't worry about that. But don't show addresses. What was it?
This one was, right, an £18 4p job.
Yeah.
It were 26 minutes away, 16 miles away, and it were going 6.2. So the job itself wasn't too bad. The job itself, if you were sat on it, was six miles for £18. And I've got another one here.
£18 off it though. I've had this argument before.
I've got another one here. Let's have a look. I've got another one here. Where is it? 11. Gee wee. It was.
Here's the thing, though, as well.
It was 70 yards, 27 minutes away, 17.8 miles away, going 1.9 mile for 11 quid. They're the jobs I get 95% of the time.
But Uber is updating that price to try and entice you to go, even though it's stupidly underpaid.
Yeah, but I'm doing 20 miles.
Is not paying over 11 quid.
I know,
for that job.
but I'm doing the round journey is 20 miles for 11 quid.
Yeah, it's flipping joke. Honestly, it's flipping mad. It's mad, the pricing. It makes no sense, the pricing. What were you going to say, Mick?
See, I was out on... When was the... I'm just trying to see what week this was. Hang on. On the 4th, right?
Day before bonfire.
Monday the 4th. Was anything on then? Or was that just a normal...
Normal day, wasn't it?
Was maybe the footy? Was the footy on, no? Oh, no, the footy's on Bombing night, weren't it? Liverpool's on a Bombing night, weren't it?
Yeah.
Footy, yeah, I ended up doing one job for that because of the traffic was horrendous.
Yeah, it was flipping crazy, the traffic on Bombing night.
Monday night, right?
You were all crying.
My first job, Monday night. Normal Monday night. 5:15 to... That's not only two jobs. Well, no, it's confused me because one says 7 o'clock after 15:15. It just confused me for a minute. No, I went out and worked 2 hours on Monday night, right?
Yeah.
And I got a job, Elliott Street to Anfield Road. 3 miles for 20 quid.
Yeah. Anfield Road, so was the footy on then?
Fair. No, this is. Oh, hang on, that's saying Tuesday. Why am I getting that?
Come on, Michael, what are you doing here?
No,
Here's Mondays. Here's Mondays.
People sat here listening for the gossip here.
Here's Mondays. So it was still a couple of hours. So Mondays, 1.2, 1.3 of a mile, right?
Yeah.
5.20.
Yeah.
1.9, 4 quid.
Right.
2.92, 3 mile, basically 2.9, 6 quid.
Yeah.
2.2 of a mile, 9 quid.
Right, now, look at them.
2 miles,
so you're saying
5 quid.
Right, now look at the mileage, what you've just done there. Mick, look at the mileage that you're doing. The more paid ones, was it taking longer? So do you reckon it's time related?
Like some of those 2 mile jobs taking you 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
So there were one there, 3 mile going 6 miles. No, hold a minute. 6 quid going 3 mile. That was £2 a minute. £2 a mile.
16 minutes.
I reckon. Yeah.
So the more you got paid, did it take you longer? That's what I'm getting at.
We were talking about this the other day in the WhatsApp group, weren't we? We think Uber pays a lot more time than mileage these days.
Yep.
We were convinced when we were talking about it the other day.
No, but
Do you know what I mean?
everything's working out £2 a mile. What I'm getting. That one's fucking 1.2 of a mile. Takes me 5 minutes for a fiver.
Yeah, but also the way you're looking at jobs, you're looking at small jobs near the city centre edge. So high traffic, high time. I promise you, mate, right? Hey, go. I know you don't want to, but go out on a Wednesday afternoon and see if you get those rates. Or the Wednesday
I think
lunchtime
it's
you want.
algorithm. No,
You'll get free miles for about £4. Oh dear.
He's gone again. No, I can see what he's saying. No one actually knows our prices. It really doesn't. But also, like this customer paid £35 for 31 mile. That's not algorithm, is it?
No.
That's literally the customer just getting cheap rates.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I reckon, myself personally, I don't reckon it's driver related of what they'll accept.
What I'm saying, algorithm wise.
Hey.
Sorry, I got this thingy. What I'm saying, algorithm wise, is do you get offered these jobs at a cheaper rate because they know you accept them? What we've talked about in the past.
I do not.
You told me to try.
You
told me to try a midweek. I went out midweek and I still never got them.
What time?
Well,
what time was it?
5 and 7. Between
5 p.m. and 7. It's peak time. Stop going out on peak time and you get the crap rates.
You say in peak time. You're going out at 7 a.m.
That is peak.
I get good rates. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I get good rates.
You've just done £1 a mile, and you're constantly.
No, that's a long distance one. No, that was thingy. That was because the long distance one.
You're constantly in the WhatsApp saying I'm getting fucking next to £1 a mile jobs, and you're only ever out for peak times as well.
Hey,
I can't win this argument, can I?
No.
You can't? I went out before and I done a job and it was a mile and a half.
And I'm getting told, oh no, you're out again at peak times.
I went out this morning and I done a mile and a half job for £5.50. Do you know what I mean? And then I done another job and it was £13, 8 mile.
But I think it's down
which
to
is good
algorithm because you accept them.
I reckon it's just down to timing and driving availability. I
reckon
when there's less drivers available, they pay more to get the work covered. Do you know what I mean?
I
reckon I bet you any money. Do us a favour, hey, go online now while we're on the podcast and let me know your next rates. Don't show us obviously any GPDR rules.
Well, see if we get a job.
And then let us know how much you get offered, lads, and how long it's going for.
Let me do one.
I reckon.
Let me do it.
Yeah, let's do it for a laugh. I reckon you won't even get a job. Now, but seriously though, hey Mick, when I'm going out to peak times, yeah, especially the small jobs, you don't see a £3.40 job peak time. You never do. It's 4 to 5, 6.
It's offering me a reservation. 3.6 miles. 3.6 miles for £9.80.
Yeah, reservations don't count because you got to be available 45 minutes before it.
Should I be on a Wi-Fi or 5G?
Doesn't really matter. I don't think too much.
Does it not even get a job?
No.
but that's the thing that we're talking about, though, right? Is I reckon Uber's gone down the route now where we're more delivery people, aren't we? We are technically Uber Eats, but people instead of burgers. And I think that's what the whole end game was. They've absolutely adapted the private hire industry to be more food and parcel delivery, innit? Do you know what
I mean? Answer me this though: why are Uber so secretive? If you went on a local firm, they will turn around and tell you the first mile's £4, say,
yeah,
and then every mile it's £1.60 a mile. With Uber, you haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
So why can't they just turn around and say to us, that's the rates? Flat rate, your first mile's £2.
Yeah. Well, it used to be, didn't it? Until everyone done the complaints and gave Uber all the power. And now Uber's algorithm is dead simple. Maximise earnings by charging the customer what they're willing to pay and paying the drivers as much as they can get away with paying. And that's just the way the algorithm. No one's ever going to know with AI and everything else in 2024. No one's going to ever know the algorithm of how it works. So I
No.
mean, you can make predictiveness or whatever. And what Mick's saying is true, though. A lot of jobs when he does go out are good rates, but also it might be related because they know that he's in a minibus and not a car. So his rate's a little bit higher than car jobs because they know he's got higher expenses. There's so many factors involved. We're just going to be arguing on and guessing over like anything because no one actually not going to know
This
the
is why
facts,
I'm
are they?
saying I think it's algorithm related.
I reckon, Mick, if you got a job near you now, going a mile and a half, 2 miles, I reckon it'll be £3.40
£6. All
to
right, yeah,
£4
yeah.
tops.
Yeah. Now,
You are not going to get a £5-6 job now.
no.
Going a mile and a half, no chance. And that's if you get a job offer. Honestly, mate, I've grinded through the dead hours, and honestly, it's dead. And that's why now I'm just focusing on the morning rush and the afternoon rush. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing I brought in with what we're talking about Uber and the new offer card. So I want to ask you guys, right? Uber's new update with the full, like revealing the full address, right? And it used to be postcode, it used to be dead easy. L1 to L6 time. Simple. Now it's like full on, boom, War and Peace. So I'm going to go with Mark. What do you reckon? Do you like the new update? Or do you prefer it the way it was with the postcodes? Or do you like the way it's got the full address?
I like that I know 100% where I'm going and where I'm picking up, where I'm taking. But if you're driving down a road doing 30 mile an hour and you're looking, it's not very good, is it?
So maybe.
In a way, it's a good thing because you know before you had a postcode, didn't you? And you kind of think, well, like in Sheffield, S9, for example, it's a big area. It covers a lot, big area, S9.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, right, yeah. So then you're looking at the mileage, how far away it is within that postcode. But now you can tell the address, but it's like an essay, isn't it? You're trying to read it, and then could be a bit dodgy, but it's good in some ways, but it's bad in others for safety thing. I think it's
pros and cons, really. Yeah. How about yourself, Mick?
Yeah.
Have you noticed it while you've been out?
I don't think it's a safety concern at all.
Don't you?
No, because you've still got the postcode there. So if you want to look for the postcode, just look at the postcode and nothing else.
Yeah, but you're taking your eyes off the road, aren't you?
No, what I'm trying to say, normally
you know where the postcode is, so you always have to take your eyes off the road.
Yeah. Well, you've still got the map though, haven't you? You've still got the map. You can see where the actual pickup is in on the map, can't you?
I personally think sat-nav drivers won't like it.
Well, I get you.
My perspective. At the end of the day, I like seeing the street name.
Yeah.
Simple reason is if it's a busy. Obviously, I don't know every single street in Liverpool, but thereabouts. Like if it's a busy across town, for instance, for one, and Victoria Street, and you're on the other side of the town, you just see Victoria Street, and you just think, oh no, I don't want to travel to Victoria Street, which is L2, yeah. But then L2 is also James Street, and you could be on the dock or thingy, and if it says James Street, it's only there, rather than all the way around, over the round onto, I don't know, even Old Day Market. You can't get the other side, the other way around the town now. Still L2, but you'd have to go all the way around the dock, through James Street, through Victoria Street, onto Old Day Market. Whereas that'd only come up as L2, and you probably think, "Oh, go on, I'll chance it." Whereas if it says James Street to you, and you're the bottom of Park Lane, by Park Lane's St John's, by the way. If you're on Park Lane and it's only James Street, oh yeah, go on, I'm only there. Whereas it could have been Old Day Market or Tyburn Street, and you have to go all around the world to get to it. Them little things like that, it helps with the street names.
I get you, but what Mark's saying is right, where like there's got to be a balance between the two, because when you get an off card now, it used to be L1. Like I know obviously town's broken up into three, and L1, L2, and L3, and I can kind of know L2's the north, L1's around Hanover, and L3's around the Dock Road and a little bit of the front as well.
But L3's also London Road.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It wraps around the front and then right round the back of the Dock Road as well. But what I mean is though, there's got to be a balance of where sometimes I'm driving And there's so much information that we just don't need. Do you know what I mean? So I reckon I want to mix of the two. Instead of going 123 Hanover Street, Liverpool, Merseyside, UK, Great Britain, L1 272. You know what I mean? Why can't you have a Hanover Street, L1? Well, shouldn't a little bit more simplified? Because I know my streets and I know my postcodes in Liverpool anyway. Not much outside Liverpool. And like you still drive it, and there's still a lot to sift through just to try and find the basic information in 10 seconds while driving. Do you know what I mean? I just think it would be better just a little bit of a simplified. And where you're saying is if you're parked up and you're waiting for a job, give us as much details as you want and
Yeah.
parked up and have a good read and have a little mooch. But what maybe, over 20 mile an hour, they've stopped the trip radar coming through as a list, haven't they? Have you noticed that to stop because everyone kicked off over it?
I've
So
never
when you
noticed
get
that.
a trip radar, right? Yeah, when you get a trip radar parked up, they'll throw 5 jobs on the trip radar and you can scan through with your phone at the jobs.
Right.
But as soon as you get over 20 mile an hour, it'll only offer you 1 trip radar because the scanning was dangerous and a lot of people kicked off.
All right.
So if they've got a little 20 mile limit of what they can offer or change, why don't they do all the details when you're parked up? And if you're moving or detected by you moving, a more simplified little bit of a version. That's all I think is just a little fine balance. Because like so I'm with Mick, the fact that it pops up with a specific street is great. Do you know what I mean? Because L1, you don't make it down Seal Street, Fleet Street, all there, couldn't it? And certain
Yeah.
them are a nightmare to pick up at. So I
Yeah.
agree in that sense, but I just don't think we need the rest of the information. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
Liverpool.
I think that if you
Do you know what I mean?
broaden it at the street name, I like. Do you know what I mean? If they can say just street name and postcode, then do that. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the start of the postcode, just do the street name and then L1 or the street name L3. Because we don't need to know the full postcode either. Because when you accept a job, it puts the full postcode on the thing anyway for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We don't need to know on the offer, we don't need to know the house number.
Yeah,
32. Why do we need to know the house number? Because when we accept the job, then the full details come up of the house number. We don't care if it's on the top end of the street or the bottom end. Do you get me? I just think there's a happy medium, and I know a lot of people have complained on TikTok and YouTube about it and how it's affected them. Especially if like you're a bit of a slow reader, or you're not a confident driver, or you're working somewhere where you're not confident in working, like in a different area. It is just a load of information. But I have heard mixed reviews from it, like what Mick's saying. People love the specifics of it, but maybe worried about being a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. What?
If you'd ask me, it's either that way or this way. I'd say this way. But if they can change it so it's just street name and postcode, start of the postcode,
Meet in the middle.
I'd take that. Do you know what I mean? But if you said, do you want it the way it was, just postcode, start of the postcode, or this way? Is that not the reason why they've done it? I'm pretty sure they could probably, the tech company they are now, they could probably just put street name and start first of the postcode.
Just
do you know what I
simplify
mean?
it a little bit.
Yeah.
I reckon that'd be perfect. Just simplify a little bit. There's a lot of information on there that we don't need to know. We don't need to know up front. Like, why do we need to know how much holiday pay we're getting out of the job? Tell us that after the end of the job. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of information on the offer card. That just doesn't need. It'd be nice and clean, wouldn't it?
I don't even look at that.
That's what I'm trying to say, but it's still information that you're trying to process in the 10 seconds while you're driving. Do you know what I mean? Nice little simple offer card, money. I don't care about the rating, but rating, and then pick up, drop off. Maybe the timings are pretty handy. Like sometimes it tells you the timing between the 2 jobs. But didn't you say, Mark, something about that? That they offered you something and they told you how many miles the job was. What happened there, lad?
Let me have a look. It was when I got the job.
Yeah, you said it was 6 miles, didn't you?
Yeah, I was 1.2 mile away from the job, and it was going 2.5, say 2.5 for £6 something, right? So I went to the job, pulled up outside the house, and it turned out it were £6.70, and it went 6.19 mile.
What happened there then? Like, Uber told you the wrong info, or what? Or did you go the long way, maybe? Or
I must have done. I went straight up the motorway. I knew where it went, but as you do when you're doing Uber, if it gives you quicker time via the Waze or
Yeah, you
Google
just
Maps,
go.
you follow that, don't you? So that's probably what happened. But it definitely said 2.5 mile. But it took me, the way I went straight up the motorway. So it was
I
quicker.
would
It only
trip
took
review
8
that.
minutes. Would
Oh,
you?
sorry, mate.
Let me do
I
it now
would-
then. Let me do it now. Let me do it
I
now.
would the trip review that. See if they pay you more.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't know if you've done it lately. They just say you got what you got offered.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
it's very. I can't remember. You know when you used to be able to trip radar last year, and you'd always look into a little calculator. You get a standard message back, and I'm going, "Hey, you chose your path. Now deal with it." Honestly, let's see
Yeah,
what
but
he says.
have you seen the likes of Ryan and that on TikTok have been ripped off? Getting offered this and then they adjust it to the lower rate
Hello, Mrs. Mark.
after the
She's
You
a
know
good
what?
one.
Right, I've seen Ryan's Ryan. By the way, because we're talking about it, Ryan. What's his name? To Ryan, the chauffeur that does it on TikTok, innit? Chauffeur Ryan or something.
Ryan the Uber
Ryan's
driver.
something on
Wasn't
Uber
it?
anyway. Ryan the Uber driver on TikTok. Go check him out. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a video of it that pop up. Right, careful showing info, don't mark. What did they say?
There's nothing different there. It's gone from £6.70 to £7.84.
Ah, so there you go then. Fair
Oh,
enough.
So it's giving me an extra £1.25 kind of thing.
Next to 4 mile.
So that was a computer just
There we
doing
go.
that.
Yeah, that's just an automated thing, then, isn't it? But yeah, Mick, what you said is I've noticed it quite a bit, but it's not like noticeably where I've been able to record it. Do you know what I mean? You get a job and it'd be like 21 quid, and then when you drop them off, it'll be £20.58. Or like, do you know what I mean? Have you noticed a mark? Like you get like
Yeah.
a 17 quid job, you drop them off, it'd be like 16.60 or something, or 16.30.
Yeah, like you were saying, I didn't quite hear it, but that Ryan said that, didn't he? He did a TikTok.
Yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah.
What
And
Ryan was saying was they adjusted it. They actually come up with an adjustment of £4 on him.
So they gave him £4 more, or
Less.
right, so what's happened?
oh yeah,
Less.
yeah.
So what's happened there? I'm guessing when you go 20% over, right? So I don't know how it used to work anyway. Just say you're getting £10, right, for 10 mile, yeah, and I was predicted 20 minutes, right? If that £10 is 20% out, or the minutes to 20 minutes is 20% out, it recalculates the journey. So if it's 10 mile and you go 13 mile, it recalculates. Do you know what I mean? Or if it's meant to predict it 20 minutes and it took 35 or 10, do you know what I mean? It'll recalculate. So
Yeah,
the
but
only thing I can think of what's happened with Ryan,
but they
maybe,
shouldn't.
did he go a quick way or a shorter route because his knowledge?
He did,
And
but
then you predicted 30 quid.
but that's a good thing, isn't it? If he's gone a quicker way, he should still get that price because he's agreed to do that job for that price. So Uber should not be taking money off. Should not be because he's gone quicker. So that's good. But if it's taking longer, then they should give you more money for it. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I personally
Can't
think.
have it both ways, don't Mark, can you?
Yeah, no.
I'm looking at it from a third party thing. You can't ask a company to go, listen, if you get off early, hey, don't dock me. But if you go overtime, we're not paying you. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, but that's why you have that buffer of like 20%.
Yeah. No, but I'm guessing he's gone under the 20%, so they recalculated and went, hold on a minute, it weren't as long or the distance was.
I've got a question for you.
I don't agree with it, by the way. I'm just trying to say, from a third party perspective, getting the angles.
I've got a question for you, right? You've got the builders in doing your back garden, right?
Yeah.
You've agreed a price, how much it's going to cost. And they said it's going to take us 6 days to do it.
Yeah.
They come Thursday afternoon and say, we've finished earlier, blah, blah, blah. You turn around and say, I'm going to knock $2,500 off you.
Yeah. I wouldn't. No.
No, I know you wouldn't. But that's what's like that Ryan got for his job, for doing that job.
Yeah,
exactly the same thing.
Okay, but if they predicted Friday, right? Yeah. And he had extra long lunch breaks or whatever, and in the end he finished Sunday, and he come out, listen, lads, it took 2 days longer than we thought.
Yeah, that's in their hands, though, isn't it? That's in their hands because how many times have you picked a job up? It's going to take you 10 minutes, but it's took you 25, 30 minutes because of the traffic.
I'm totally getting where you're coming from, mate. I totally get it. There's been loads of times where I've been caught out on the motorway and all that, and I got extra money. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of third party. I'm not trying to comment on this thingy of my personal opinion. Just more of a open, do you know what I mean? A discussion type of trying to get the conversation of a counter argument kind of thing. I totally get you.
Yeah.
I don't reckon he should have done it. And I reckon if you go longer, you should get paid. Do you know what I mean? I was just trying to counter arguments for the podcast and the discussion. But yeah, I think it is. It's an hard one, isn't it? It is an hard one. Myself personally, I think you should just get. Yeah, as a perfect example, Mick with your private work. Do you know what I mean? You have a predetermined price with the customer, don't you? Doesn't matter the traffic, doesn't matter the time, and that's your predetermined price. Is that what Uber's offering us, or is that just a predicted? Because I'm assuming, Mick, if you got caught on the motorway in traffic on your private airport run, you wouldn't charge the customer more, would you?
No, we don't.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But
Thing
if
is,
you cut
if-
short or was able to go short,
Ours isn't based on price and time, though.
No,
Whereas
right,
Uber's
but
was.
I've just looked now
it's place.
on all the jobs that I've done. If you go into your history of jobs, it always says estimated price. It doesn't say the guaranteed price. It says estimate. So that means it will go up or go down.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. When I read ages ago about the 20% rule, it works both ways. Do you know what I mean? If Uber tells you to go up the motorway and then round the top, Mick, from Liverpool's perspective, just say you're going to Speak, right? Yeah, and you drop off with Wavertree. Yeah, you can cut through Aylwood, Belvale, and get to Wavertree in like a diagonal line. If Uber tells you to go up to 57 and the 62 because it's the quickest way, and you priced it that way for 15 quid, if you use your knowledge and went the diagonal way and cut the time and the distance by quite a bit of a fraction, yeah, then you would recalculate it down. So sometimes that's why you're best just to sticking to whatever Uber's nav's telling you. Do you know what I mean? To a certain degree, because of that thing, they will down regulate it as much as they would up regulate it. Do you know what I mean? But we don't know how it works these days. Like I said, all a fixed structure, 25% commission, the morning rush hour rates, the afternoon hour rates, the evening. Look at the prices of the jobs we were getting on Saturdays and afternoon rush. Look at my job this morning, £31 for 31 mile. That was 8:45. Back in the day, between 7 and 9 was Uber's peak rate. It went off peak rate time, but I got off the £1 a mile during peak rate time. I reckon the peak rate and the off-peak rate has all been gone. I reckon it's purely algorithm and situational. Do you know what I mean? Because have you had crap job offers, Mark, on a Saturday afternoon, if there's not much going on? You have, haven't you? Because I really think it's just demand, the amount of drivers and how the job's going to go ahead, in my opinion. Because, I shouldn't be getting £31 a mile, £31 a mile during the morning peak time. So, I think definitely, that's definitely up to something's up with it, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I just think Uber could be more transparent. I think they just need to come out what's what. I think that's what. Yeah. It's the secrecy. Well, it's not secrecy, but.
By the way, this is. Go on, Mick.
It's because they used to be, didn't they? They used to be, right, you get this for so many minutes, you get this for...
Yeah. But they didn't, did they? All they did was told you how much the commission was. That's all it was. Did they actually tell you how much?
Back in the day, we had the pound per mile rate, the minutes per mile rate, and then when ACDC sued them and all that, and then that gave them their full control then over us. That's when it all went hidden and cloak and dagger. Do you know what I mean? When we become the workers thingy, when that happened, that's when they just went, "Fuck, that's it, we got our thing there."
Made it worse for us.
Do you know what I mean? But before then, they were like, 100%. But before the lawsuits and all that, Uber was more of a private hire company. We're now the more like app-based Uber Eats type company, do you know what I mean? But what I want to ask you, council related, this is a council ruling, so obviously we all do it. You know your lanyard around your neck with your badge on display? That's a council ruling, isn't it? For you, Mark. Yeah, I know it is for Liverpool, isn't it, Mick?
Yeah.
Round your neck, on show. Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm the same. I wear it all the time. Sometimes I'm in bed and I'm wearing it because that's the council rules, yeah? But I wear it all the time, guys. Right? I'm not breaking no rules, mate. But an article has been getting shared about on TikTok and online, and it was back in a few years ago, yeah? And there was an NHS, I think it was the NHS worker or someone like that. They had a lanyard and a set of keys on the chest, like you have your little safety or whatever. And They have it around the neck while driving, and he crashed. The airbag blew, and the keys went into the sternum. Really bad problems. And then on another case, the lanyard, no keys or nothing, just the ID badge. Yeah, went into the ribs off the airbag, popped them straight into the ribs. Major problems again because the force of the airbag and that is really bad. So what I wanted to ask you guys, obviously, we always wear our badges. You probably got them on now under your t-shirt, Mick. Yeah. What you call it? What's going on there? And should that be maybe a rule change? I'm just thinking. Let's go to Mick. Do you reckon that should be a rule change after hearing that news, or what? Should we maybe allowed to take it off when we get in the car, hang it up on the mirror or something? I don't know. But that's, I'll be honest, I don't really want me ribs eating me ID badge, to be honest.
Can I answer it first?
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I allowed to answer it first? Right. I don't wear mine. I don't wear mine. I've got mine on me.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why I don't wear mine.
This is going live. What?
Because in my car, we are given, when we get given the license and the sheet, we get given a card as well that you display inside your cab.
So the Liverpool.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you've got your picture of your face and it's got your number on it. Yeah. The only time I use my lanyard is if I've got to get out of my car for any reason and go into a hospital, go into a ward and go and get someone's Linux ID. I can just say, look.
I'm pretty sure that's what the rule is.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't have it around my neck. It's in my wallet. It's in my back pocket.
I think the lanyard's supplied for you for outside of your vehicle only, you know. Yeah,
yeah. So
I'll be honest with you, Mick. I literally just done my part 2, and I'm 80%. I might be wrong. Someone please let me know in the comments. State in your council who you counsel with and your rules.
You know, 1.1 mile, £3. It's over £2 a mile.
1.1 mile, £3.
It's over £2 a mile.
Because it's going a mile. They're not going to. That's the minimum fare. They're not going to give you £2 for that, are they? Is it £3.40?
No, £3.77.
Yeah. So so £3.70 for 1.1 miles, like around the minimum fare.
And I ain't got a job yet.
Yeah, but just wait until it's 2 or 3 mile, Mick. And then was that your first job offer, by the way, Mick?
Yeah.
I ain't got one yet.
And
I've actually logged off and logged back on.
But anyway, what I was trying to say, right, is I'm pretty sure, let us know in the comments, guys, of your cancel ruling, but I'm pretty sure Liverpool, you have to have it around your neck, Mick, when you're in work, around your neck, hanging. Honestly, I'm pretty sure of it, because I know you do. Old school, you'll have it around your neck. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, after hearing that news, maybe I might toss it round the back of my head or something like a cape, just while I'm in the car, because I don't fancy getting impaled by my ID badge. Like, that's a bit of a mad thing, isn't it? I just don't know. I just thought to bring it up.
Yeah. I just think it's like.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's. I'm pretty. Oh, you've just done your part 2, so I'm pretty sure it's when you're out your vehicle, you must be wearing your thingy. I don't think it bounds to, because the ruling is that you've got to have it displayed in your vehicle.
Yeah.
As well, it's got to be displayed in
on your person at all times, mate. Like I said,
it
might be wrong, mate. It might be wrong.
Being on your chest there and the passengers behind you, what good is that anyway?
I don't know, mate. Like I said, I don't know. Because don't forget, Mick, with us, we're dual badged and we're dual qualified. So I know it must be a Hackney rule, mustn't it? Being around your neck and a Hackney. And it's just transferred to private hire because we're dual badged. Possibly it could be that, and it's a Hackney rule, not a private hire rule. So I'd love to know in the comments, guys. What?
Don't they get fined down in London? You know, Hackney drivers, if they don't have the badges, because it's different colours, isn't it? Green, yellow. Is it that right? Green, yellow, depending on what borough they're working.
Pretty sure all Hackney drivers have to have the badge on display around the neck and the lanyard. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think that's where mine and Mick's Liverpool rule comes in. It's because we're treated the same in our training and our everything else. We're dual badged. So I can phone the council now, pay £30, and you'll send me a new badge with the Hackney. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably maybe why I'm getting confused. It's a Hackney rule, but we got taught the same because we're private hire. It'd be interesting to see what people say in the comments. I'll try and mark this one, innit? What was the with M? We're going to end the stream. Oh, clip created. It was him. There you go. I remember you forgot to remind me about the clip. What was pineapples? You forgot to remind me about the clips
fault.
of any. I just
my
remembered myself. Yeah, so we got one clip there.
It's his job,
What?
not mine.
It's my job. Yeah, it is. My responsibility. Sorry, guys. I let down. Listen, it's been going 45 minutes and it's a nice little run and it's been a juicy one as well. But I had to, there's a few other things I wanted to cover, but we've done it before in the past. But this was a big one. A big one. One of the guys messaged me privately, wants to stay anonymous. I was like, sad. Put the article on DM News and all that. No information. He has had his 4th warning from Bolt. Mark, you might know more about this because you actually know Bolt, where me and Mick don't have Bolt in Liverpool. He's had his 4th warning from Bolt themselves and said, more or less, get out of London and get back to Wolverhampton where you're licensed. So this lad who messaged me, he's trying to get his TFL license, but it takes a long time. It takes forever. So he's gone to Wolverhampton to get his badge so he can earn money and work while he's doing his TFL training, right? Yeah. But what's happened was him being in London, who lives in London, breathes in London, but he's in a Wolverhampton badge. Bolt keeps sending him warnings to say you should not be working outside of your licensed area. That's what Bolt's saying. So is Bolt trying to squash or control cross-border hiring, or is it more just the fact of you shouldn't be in London because the TFL don't allow it? What do you reckon, Mark, to that?
They could be trying to, like you just said, they could be trying to stop cross-bordering, aren't they? If that's the case, telling him to get back to where he's licensed.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with Wolverhampton. They can go wherever they want, can't they? Really?
Yeah. Not on Uber, they can't. They're restricted by regions.
Oh, no.
Yeah, on Bolt, they can.
Yeah. I don't really know much on Bolt. I've signed up with Bolt, but I've never done a work for him. But I don't know. But he's. But if he lives in London, this is what we go back to before. The Wolverhampton badge, to me, I don't think it's that bad because it's cheaper for the driver.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
the area.
Fast,
do you know what I mean? If you're going to work in the area that you live, I can't see it being a problem.
Yeah.
So we've discussed that anyway. But
yeah.
But that is I think that is bad. I think.
I don't know. Shouldn't he know this anyway? What the ruling is on Bolt? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if this is a new thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? If they know, if he signed up with Bolt, you have to send off your badge now, so they know he's Wolverhampton thing. But they're allowing him to work there, so how can they turn around and say to him, "Get back to Wolverhampton"? How can just block it?
Exactly. And also,
but they're not. They can't.
And also, what they said was, this is obviously TFL. It's a big deal. TFL is very private with London. It's like where it's ours, isn't it? So it could be just in London. TFL could be saying to Bolt, get all your drivers that aren't TFL licensed out of London. It could be just related to that. But I'd love to know, let me know in the comments, guys. Mark, is there Wolverhampton Bolt drivers in Sheffield? Do you know of? Have you seen any magnets with or out of licensed drivers from your area working Bolt?
I couldn't say there were Bolt, but there is out. There are
drivers licensed. Because I'd love to know if, imagine a Wolverhampton driver who works for Bolt in Manchester and lives in Manchester, is he getting the same warnings? Because that's what I'd love to know. If he's getting the same warnings, then there's trying to squash cross-border hire. If he's not getting any warnings for doing it, it might be just TFL breathing down the Bolt's back.
That's probably more likely what it is. It's probably TFL.
Because they've done it for Uber, don't they? What, sorry, Mick?
Do you reckon Bolt will take off for you?
They couldn't get a license, nosy, turn them down. Remember this was funny. Remember when I was Sefton, good point, Mick. When I was Sefton licensed, weren't I? So I went to Sefton when I first got my badge. Yeah, just because it's the first council that got back to me. And I was licensed in Sefton, right? And then I got a notification, Bolt, Sefton, coming to Sefton, sign up. I was like, signed up to Bolt, myself personally.
Yeah, I remember this.
And then I signed up, and I was like, signed Sefton, because I don't work Manchester. I don't work Manchester at all. Can't stand it. And I signed up, signed. And then he went, right, onboarding. And he gave me an address in Manchester. I was like, weird, it must be the Northwest office. It's all right. Travel down to Manchester, Went on board and I got in. He went, right, all right, so you're Sefton, Manchester? And I was like, huh? Nick, Sefton, Manchester. I went, no, I'm Sefton, Liverpool, where Sefton is. What do you mean, Sefton, Manchester? She went, oh, we're only onboarding Sefton, Manchester drivers. And I went, how is that even like legal or legit? He went, we know there's a lot of Sefton Council drivers in Manchester, which is an old fact, and Knowsley, right? I went, so it's Sefton, Manchester that we're onboarding. So they let me on board anyway. But when I was Sefton licensed, right? If I went back to Liverpool and turned Bolt on, they would say, you're not licensed out of area. You can't work this area on Bolt. But if I drove to Manchester, I could turn the Bolt app on. Now that is some weird cross-border Highland rules in it. So I was a Liverpool licensed, council licensed, Merseyside licensed council, and I couldn't work Bolt in Liverpool because they weren't launched in Liverpool, they were launched in Manchester. But as we know, Sefton and Knowsley's big in Manchester because those two councils are easier badges than the Manchester ones.
Why have
Mad
they
that, innit?
turned? Why have they turned Bolt down? Knowsley.
I'm pretty sure all I know is Knowsley turned them down, or the Sefton and Liverpool accepted their operator's license for Bolt, and Knowsley didn't. And I don't know if they needed all the councils on board to be able to launch in the city. I'm not too sure. I don't know the rules and regulations about it. But I think that's the reason why Bolt isn't in Liverpool, because I think Knowsley or one of the councils refused him an ops license. I don't know why. I mean, that's why you can't, if you're Knowsley licensed driver in Manchester, you can't sign up to Bolt because they haven't got an operator license. Where they've got a Sefton operator license, haven't they? So you can sign up to Bolt, but only work in Manchester on a Sefton license. I don't know. The rules are just stupidly crazy, aren't they? You know what I mean? Because obviously with Bolt, they don't have a region like Uber. So if you're in Newcastle, you could sign up to Bolt if it's launched there and work as a Wolverhampton Bolt in Newcastle.
I've got something for you. I had a Heathrow job, I don't know, weeks ago. And obviously I can't do Uber down there. So I just thought I'll try Bolt. I could log on down there.
You could work Bolt.
I got online and I set my destination to go home. Yeah, but I set my destination to go home, but it says you're more than 100 miles away from home, so you can't, or something like that.
No way.
Should have set it to Birmingham.
That is crazy, isn't it?
I know. I didn't bother any. I've never done a job for him because in Sheffield, you think Uber's bad for £1 a mile. Bolt is.
What was Bolt rates worse than Uber's rates?
Well, when I first signed up to it, I put it on, and I think in the first, I don't know, I got offered about 4 or 5 jobs, and they were just shocking. But the only good thing I like about Bolt is you can set a preference how far away you want to accept jobs from. That's the only good thing.
The radius thing. Yeah, I think that's an absolutely amazing feature. And I think if they had that at Uber, everyone's acceptance rates will be spot on. Because you could literally go, couldn't you, and go any job. Because I'm the same. I hate the mileage at the moment on Uber's offering. Do you know what I mean? But if it's within a mile or two of me, I'll just go and do it because I'm out working. It costs me £2p per mile. Do you know what I mean? Like that job to Wigan before was 31 mile. It was 62-mile round trip, right? And it cost me what? £1.20.
The thing is that,
electric.
but that job that you did there, how far away was the job from you when you accepted it? 2 miles. So you would have done it anyway because it's within. Because my radius at the moment, what I do is if I won't travel no more than 2.5 miles to a job.
I would say
the rate is really good. Yeah,
2.5 miles my limit.
But
but that's only because I'd accept 30-40 quid at 2.5 mile away. But if there's a job going 1 mile for minimum fare, I wouldn't do 2.5 mile. But I wouldn't restrict myself that much where you'd miss out on those juicy jobs that you would run to. Do you know what I mean? Like Mick, you're shaking your head. Obviously, a job's going a mile. You'd only go a mile on a mile and a half, wouldn't you? But if you're in your house, I know you live 2-3 mile away from the Dock Road or whatever, say 2 mile from the Dock Road. Would you get a job? Would you accept a job 2-3 mile away if it was going to Man Air for 60 on XL, 70 on XL? Kind of valid.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it?
So you're saying, but that's what I mean. But you can't restrict it on price, can you? You can only restrict it on miles. So on Bolt, you can't go 2 miles for this price, 3 miles for this price, 5 miles for this price. Do you know what I mean? So you wouldn't want to restrict yourself too much because you could miss a 6-mile job going to London or whatever.
No,
do you know what I mean?
2 miles is thingy, but you'd still have to be like you just said, if it's going minimum fare and you've got to travel more than what it's travelling, there's no way you'd do it. But yet you would have your preference set to about 2 mile. I'd have mine to 2 mile.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, how are we feeling today? The podcast goes all right. Are you happy? Not bad one today, was it? It's nearly an hour. We've chatted bubbles for an hour. I didn't even realise it's been an hour.
Oh, I'm forever blowing bubble.
Right, I think we're going to call it quits today, guys. What do you reckon? You happy?
Yeah.
Very happy.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you check out Private Hire Brooks and Scouse Aviation on TikTok. They're Pearl legends. And obviously, yeah, check out drivermatty.com. All things Driver Matty. And Sleepy Mix come out, look.
Oh, look.
Off to sleep, little Mickey.
Tell him constantly yawning in a WhatsApp group.
Oh,
I'm
God,
telling
yeah.
you.
Contagious.
First thing in the morning, I've got like an hour worth of yawns in me.
I'm coming back from East Midlands at 6:30 in the morning, and there's him yawning. Sticking my head out the window to wake me up.
Hey, my ADHD superpower hasn't kicked in yet.
You know where
That doesn't kick into about half eight.
everyone when he presses his voice note is going, listening to him.
Morning, guys. Well, listen, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Check out drivermatty.com and their TikToks as well. And it's been nearly an hour. I've got loads of editing to do. Go and check on the builders, see if they need a coffee. And then I'm going to go back out on Poober in the afternoon after the school run, if I can be bothered. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us all later. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Toodle. Bye.